What's up, everyone? Thralls of Metal. I'm Shredlord, and I'm excited to bring you something a little new and something a little different. I have decided that I wanted to add some new content to our page that had to do with guitar, and something that was able to be done efficiently, quickly, and for your enjoyment. So that is basically what I'm going to be doing, is going through iconic metal riffs that I love, and probably down the line just ones that you recommend or suggest, and basically take that riff and show you how to play it. So with that being said, I thought a cool way to start this out would be to do a riff, a very heavy riff, off of a Soulfly album, actually the very first Soulfly album, in honor of one of the OG riff masters, Max Cavalera himself. Now this is going to go all the way back to 1998, and the track itself is called Eye for an Eye. Now, what makes this super cool and super heavy is the fact that it is simplistic in its way, but he's basically starting on, for music geeks, he's like starting on a flat 5, the devil's note, and resolving to the root and making a really chuggy, badass riff out of it. And yeah, so for those of you who may not be familiar, all a power chord is just a 2-note chord. Tony Iommi, God love him, brought it to life in the 60s, and we've all been following his way ever since. They are some of the most easy and iconic chords to play in hard rock and heavy metal, because back in the day, before tone and everything became sophisticated, you didn't have the ability to play full chords with distortion and have it sound good. So they had to figure out ways to shorten up chords, so that way when you had the more gain, it was still able to come through. And power chords were the perfect thing. And they were so perfect and so awesome and so well loved that they are used throughout music, no matter what kind it is. Every guitar player should know how to play a power chord. So let's get right into it. The riff itself sounds like this. Now, I'll go ahead and show you what a power chord is, and then show that at half speed. So all a power chord is a 2-note chord again, and for this example, I'm using a 7-string. He tuned to B, which is super low and heavy, and so I have a 7-string, which I can tune to standard, and the first 4 strings are the exact same tuning as B. So instead of grabbing a guitar and throwing it down to B, I'm just using a 7-string in standard tuning, but it works out the same, the top 4 strings, which is all we need to play this riff. So with that being said, imagine it's on a 7-string if you'd like, or just think of it as a 6-string tuned to B. We are going to start on the 2nd string, 3rd fret, and make our power chord. First finger here, and then we're going to go down and over 2 and connect them together. That's the first shape, and then we're basically going to do that exact same power chord, down a string and over 1. And then here comes the tricky part. You got to combine that at a nice tempo. So just chugging it back and forth is a good way to start. Don't worry about the timing just yet. Just chug it back and forth. Get your hand used to doing that. It might be something you're not used to or comfortable with yet. And then once you feel comfortable just switching between the 2 chords back and forth, then practice the timing with it. And last, I'll go ahead and play it a little more slow so you can hear how that rhythm is supposed to sound. The most important part is not the two chords that he's playing, but it's what that right hand's doing in between that gives it that just fucking heft and that groove. That's the magic right there. The magic of that riff is in Max's right hand, the groove that he's doing right there. So basically, if you take all those things we just did, you'll be able to put together that riff very easily and start thrashing it the fuck out ASAP. So, this pretty much concludes this whole riffer section. Back in the day when I was a kid, Dime had Riffer Madness, which was an article that he wrote, which is badass. I don't even know if they still make guitar magazines anymore. The world's a crazy place. But I collected all of them, and yeah, I probably spent way too much money. I still have a giant box of some really cool ones and some really rare ones too. So, yeah, this is something that I would like to continue doing. I think this is super cool. And actually, I have a couple more in mind for the next few. But in reality, I'd like to hear some of these riffs that you guys would like to hear. And I will do my best to accommodate, learn them, and show you how to play them here. So, anyway, I digress. I'm Shredlord. I hope you enjoyed this new segment, and we will catch you later.